The Night of Shadows, the Battle of Sekigahara. A castle stands in the dead of night, its walls unbroken, its gates locked. Yet beyond the stone and steel, shadows move, silent, unseen. Tonight, the ninja will strike. The year is 1600. Japan stands on the edge of chaos. After decades of war, the fate of the nation will soon be decided in a single battle, the Battle of Sekigahara. Whoever wins will rule Japan. Tokugawa Ieyasu, the most powerful daimyo in the land, is preparing for that battle. To strengthen his forces, he sends his son, Tokugawa Hidetada, at the head of 38,000 warriors, marching toward the battlefield. Victory seems inevitable. No force in the region can hope to stand against the might of the Tokugawa army. But along the way stands one obstacle, a lone stronghold rising from the valley, Ueda Castle. The castle is held by the Sanada clan, led by the brilliant and unpredictable Sanada Masayuki. He commands just 2,000 men, a fraction of the Tokugawa army. By all logic, he should surrender. He should flee. But instead, he prepares for war. This will not be an ordinary battle. Masayuki is a master of deception, and he has something the Tokugawa do not, the ninja. The Tokugawa army arrives at Ueda in full force. Their banners stretch across the landscape, a sea of warriors moving in perfect formation. Their generals stand tall, their confidence unshaken. Drums thunder through the valley as they set up camp. The soldiers laugh and boast, certain that the siege will be swift. Inside the castle, Sanada Masayuki watches from the walls. He knows that a direct fight would be suicide. The Tokugawa forces could overwhelm them in days. But war is not just about numbers. War is about the mind, and tonight, he will make his enemies doubt, fear, and crumble. As the sun sets, the siege begins. The Tokugawa forces take their positions, their siege weapons ready. They wait for the order to attack. But before the first arrow can be fired, something changes. The shadows begin to move. In the dead of night, black-clad figures slip past enemy lines. They move like ghosts, their footsteps silent on the damp earth. Their weapons are small, efficient, daggers, garottes, vials of poison. They are not here to fight an open battle. They are here to sow chaos. A sentry turns his head at the wrong moment. A blade flashes in the dark. He never makes a sound. Across the camp, another soldier feels a prick at his neck. A moment later, his body crumples to the ground, lifeless. His comrades never notice. And then, an explosion rips through the night. The Tokugawa supply depot erupts in flames, the blast shaking the ground. Soldiers rush to the scene, panic spreading through the ranks. Fire licks at the sky. In the confusion, more shadows move. Some slip into the tents of sleeping officers. Others scatter gunpowder along the paths, waiting for the next strike. And before the Tokugawa can even organize their defenses, another explosion. Fear grips the army. The enemy is nowhere. And everywhere. By morning, the Tokugawa forces are shaken, their camp thrown into disarray. But the nightmare is far from over. As the sun rises, the soldiers find their food stores poisoned. Horses have been set free, their tethers cut in the night. Messages have been intercepted, rewritten, and sent to the wrong commanders. Inside Ueda Castle, Sanada Masayuki watches it all unfold. His forces have barely lifted a sword, yet the enemy is already falling apart. Tokugawa Hidetada, frustrated and humiliated, orders a full assault. He cannot afford delays. His father, Tokugawa Ieyasu, is counting on him to arrive at Sekigahara. Every wasted day is a disaster. The attack begins, but it does not go as planned. The Sanada defenders lure Tokugawa forces into narrow paths. They ambush them with precise attacks, vanishing before a counterstrike can be made. Samurai charge up the walls, only to be cut down by well-placed arrows and concealed traps. And at night, the ninjas strike again. By the third day, Hidetada realizes the truth. He cannot win this battle. Not in time. His father is already fighting the decisive battle at Sekigahara, without him. His army, one of the largest in Japan, has been reduced to a terrified, disorganized mess. There is no choice but to retreat. The Tokugawa forces withdraw, humiliated. Ueda Castle still stands, its banners unbroken. A force of 2,000 men has held back an army of 38,000. Not with brute strength, but with deception, strategy, and the mastery of fear. As the Tokugawa forces march away in shame, Sanada Masayuki remains behind his walls, victorious. His deception has worked. He has rewritten history. The siege of Ueda is not remembered as a great battle of strength. It is remembered as a battle of the mind, a battle of shadows and illusion, a battle where an empire was stalled by the art of the unseen. It was one of the greatest ninja victories in history. It was not brute force that won the night, but deception, strategy, and fear itself. If you enjoyed this tale of war, deception, and history's deadliest warriors, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Legends and Lore. There are countless more stories hidden in the past, waiting to be uncovered. Until next time, keep your blades sharp, and your wits sharper.